Hola, hello, and thank you for joining today to everybody that is online. As we have talked in the past, we are right now building uh, together in public some applications using AI tools only. And as I've worked in software during these last couple decades, I've noticed a lot of trends that come and go. Sometimes are trends related to where do you deploy your code. Do you use, it used to be that you would have to buy physical servers to run your applications, and then some other people thought about distributing that load and said, okay, we're going to distribute compute. We're going to put out servers all over, and you're going to be able to run them out. And people started to rent out individual of those individual servers inside those distributed clusters. But even that started to become, some other people thought that that was a problem and wanted to solve it by allowing to optimize compute time by saying you can actually rent out just a piece of this server. You don't need to rent out the whole thing. You can share this with others, and we can make it even cheaper. And you will be able to save a lot of money there. And then we keep optimizing that process of computation to the point where that we have now serverless architectures where you deploy functions almost to the network, to the cloud, and you execute those functions on demand. And those have high throughput. You can, do a bunch of interesting things with these whole serverless architecture systems. And as I see these trends on compute happening, I also have noticed that we also have moved ourselves into the process of relying more and more on tools to solve for specific needs of the work of software engineering specifically. And we went from the process of writing and punching cards to typing inside a word processor to using IDEs with all bells and whistles. And some traditionally said, okay, I'm not going to use bells and whistles, I'm going to stay with word processor. Some others move on, and then modern IDEs and word processors came in, and all of those with the idea of making the process of creating computers executed programs faster. So you can actually make and build those programs fast. And what it's kind of piquing my attention today is that with the kind of resurgence of this machine learning hype around LLMs, remembering that machine learning has been around for decades, but with the integration and the introduction of transformers and how OpenAI was able to kind of push through the mainstream with LLMs and their usage, what we have now, it's a new paradigm that I think is going to become a new paradigm. And that's what I'm testing out. That's my hypothesis, is that generating new computer software executed programs is going to democratize even more. More people will have access to computers. More people will have access to create programs. And they're not going to be created as I have created them in the past 20 years. That how I have created programs is very different to how they were created 20 years before me. And what we have in this scenario is that I believe we're jumping into the personalized software era, where obviously you will still need software engineers around. You will still need people that specialize on the underlying aspects of computing and the underlying aspects of computer engineering. But you will have a more generalized layer on top that is of high-skilled systems that can create programs autonomously without the intervention of engineers to make them happen. And what we have as an early view on that is AI agents, in which they interact with you, they try to solve problems for you. Sorry, I touched the microphone. And they are, in a way, trying to, ease some of the burden of the computer engineering labor. So you can actually have an input of an idea and end up with the output of, the process or the problem you want to be solved by technology. I'm very excited about that. I don't think we're going to have like a full-on replacement of software engineers. I think we're going to have more people jumping into the software engineering thing of like programming as a tool. As much as we have seen many people becoming video editors and storytellers and comedians and dancers just by having access to a camera on a smartphone. We're going to have more and more people building tools and building technology and enabled to build more technology because now they have access to tools that make it easier and seamless to integrate and create new programs. So enough for the intro today on, what is my hypothesis. And what I've been doing so far, it's a little bit like that, like this. Sorry, let me show you. When we started 6 days ago, we started with a blank page. We started with like a completely blank page, an empty repository. I want to show you the first commit that we did. And I did this commit actually when the agent already had done some work. Let me check, 217 commits. I would love to go to the beginning. Let me go to the ones up to the 7th of January. Oh. And I think that this is it. This is the one that was pushed. No, this was not the one. I think that I have another one even before that. I think maybe the pre-split one. Let's go through the history of this one. 2 weeks ago, this one. There you go. Initial commit. There you go. Let's go to this initial commit. What's going on? Okay. I think it's going to be this one. Let's go through the parents to see if we can get to. But the parent of this one is this commit. This is crazy. But okay, this is the large. Yeah, this is the initial one. So in this one, what happened is that I just asked the agent from Replit that is here. I asked a simple, very simple prompt. That was that I have a problem that I wanted to solve of meal planning. My family was spending a bunch of money on meal planning, a bunch of money on not doing meal planning correctly, meaning that we do plans and we end up going to the supermarket multiple times per week, or end up just buying like from the hot bar in the supermarket and spending much more money than we need to because of lack of organization. And we are a family that loves to cook, enjoys to cook, but we were being a little bit kind of all over the place. So I said, okay, I want to solve for this problem, and this is a good opportunity because I suffer the problem directly, so I can solve for myself. And in the process, I will try to put the AI agents to the limit. I will try to see how far can we get by ourselves, me being a experienced engineer that has seen many different battles in the ground. How can I interact with the code that is generated without coding? How can I just guide the agent and guide the LLMs to understand my commands and make the changes as I need them? Things I'm not doing. I'm not reviewing code, detailed code. I'm not doing like code reviewing guidelines, or I'm not like putting a lot of thought on like solutions or algorithms. I'm looking for outcomes at this point because I do believe most people will not care about how the code is written. Most people will care about the outcome of the code. When I notice from experience that there is any kind of bad practice or that inefficiency on the system, I will try to call it out because I can tell. But I want to even let the system itself figure out the problems as I can just state them correctly. 2 tricks that I have used so far to keep the agents at bay of hallucinations. The first thing is I am using a strictly typed language with TypeScript. And this is very important. because all your systems is gonna be defined by your schemas, the data schemas that in this case we're using an ORM that is a schema-based ORM that also you produces types for all your schemas. And in this project has a mixture of an API server and an SPA client. And what that means is that you have your web application in a different place or server serves differently than your APIs. So to get data loaded into your application, you need to have the application call the server and get data from the server using an API. And the thing that I did early on was to tell the agent to keep up documentation on the site on a text markdown based format. Why? Because this is now being used as context when the application is doing updates. And the same thing happens with other documentation. This is about meal participation, some of the work we have been doing before, and meal planning. And there's another README here about AI recipe generation agents and what is it doing with agents. And every time there is something new that needs to be added, I asked the AI to just put it here. And it's getting a little bit disorganized, so you can just request the agent to organize it more topically and start to build up a knowledge base as well. But that's not what is keeping us up today, like what kept me up at night today. But keep me up at night was a problem we were having. And let me show you what the problem is. Where are we in our journey? Yesterday we worked on the marketing page and we did great. We finished it. Actually this morning I did offline a little bit of an update. I want to show you what I did. I wanted to do SEO tags and see how that works, and I wanted to add a favicon because this was looking horrible. And I just added one single prompt that says add all the required fields to support SEO, including title for the marketing page and other tags. Add a favicon that is a W that matches the colors we're using now. And yeah, I like that it was able to even run some commands in the actual console. So you will have it runs in the terminal of the server, which was great. And what it went to do was like adding a title here on the top that when you hover it shows. Let me see if it looks correctly here in the stream. Yes, it should look correctly. And finally, add some other tags in the HTML. If I show you the head, you can see like the meta tags for descriptions and OG titles, OG descriptions, Twitter, and some icons, right? For systems that support SVG and PNG. I didn't do anything myself. Again, I am not coding here. I'm allowing the LLM to do it. Where we are is these personalized recipes sub journey. We were trying to solve for having the data modeling updated, and for personalized recipes the data modeling was having trouble. So let's see if we can fix it up in the first 15 minutes and we can move forward. So let's check where we are now. So I'm gonna just start a new chat. I'm gonna run the project and I'm gonna see where are we. I've been. I'm so sorry. You have been just hearing me listening to my silence because I was muted. So what we're doing here is troubleshooting the APIs. The API response obviously is wrong. Something's happening with the response from the route. What it's doing now is fixing that the meals and the values here make sense. I don't want to do this. This is bad. I don't want to apply these changes. I'm gonna say why is you're putting it with the number 1? Let's see. Let me see the code. You cannot call it number 1. There was already a migration there. Oh, okay. There was 000. Okay. I'm an idiot. You're smart. Let me see the migration, convert existing, and then transform that. That's the problem with JSON-B objects, is that these transformations become very difficult. And then the DB schema. This is correct. This is correct. Let's apply the changes. Is it going to run it? Is it going to run the migration by itself? Let's run this. Change applied. There you go. What's going on? Okay, let's see the meal plans. It's exactly the same. Was the migration even effective? I don't want this to be an object. This is bad. Okay, I have to tell her. I'm gonna create a new one. Start from scratch. Here we're working with migration, database migrations and data structures. And what I am actually doing here is remodeling the meal plan. The main part that I'm trying to do here is recreate the way that the system thinks about the relationship between objects. So what was happening before, and let me see if I can, just zooming into this system. What you had before was that you have a meal plan, right? And the meal plan was having an array of meals, right? So you have meal and meal and meal. And then when you went into the meal, it was having something like a day, and the day was having an array, was having like an object that was keeping track of the recipes this way, which is absurd. And then adding the participants here as an array. This way of data modeling does not work. Having a hash map for a list, very bad idea. At least for what we want to aim and accomplish. So instead I ask it to go take the meal plan, have it as an array of meals, same, but then take the meals and have an array of days, and then have another array of meal types, and then inside have the recipes. So it's a nested list. It's a list with a nested list, all these nested dependencies. It makes things much easier to deal at the data level, because now you know that everything is a list underneath, and you work with that assumption. Let's see if it did what I wanted to do. So now we have that meals have an array of have the day have meals, each meal has a meal type, and recipes and participants, and this is fantastic. Then we have a migration. The migration is just doing the whole thing of converting the meal types, adding the meal types. I'm gonna apply the changes. I have to run the migration. Let's run the migration here. And where do we have I'm missing the console, not the console, shell. I want to run npm run migrate. Now it's running. Not that the migration is done. Let's check it out and see if it's doing what I believe it needs to do. And in our case, what we want to check is that the meal plans are actually have been solidly migrated. I don't see them differently. I think they're the same. But let's do something. As you notice, there is a lot of waiting here, but that's okay. Waiting is not a problem. I don't know if it's better to wait for LLMs to work or wait for the CI to build. I've been in places where the build can take half an hour of your day, just waiting and reading Hacker News, and that's mostly your day, right? Which is quite fun. Okay, so the routes are now updated. The data structure is now done. There is a meals that has a map that has the meal day and the recipes, you know. So now the data structure can actually, I don't think it's needed. I'm not gonna even put it. Is there anything else? Is that the only thing? This change is stupid. It's mapping the meals and converting it to the same data structure. So yeah, it's stupid. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna say let's see the code changes. Oh, many code changes. Now it has existing meals, existing recipes. It has meals. This is weird, but let's continue. Okay, this is much more in depth. This looks more clearly to the change that I wanted to implement yesterday. And again, the problem is not if the system doesn't have enough context, it's just gonna, you know, do whatever it thinks is best for itself. Let's see. The meal plans now have meals. Each meal, you know, has a day, and it contains recipes for lunch, dinner, and breakfast. The recipes, though, this is bad. I mean, seems like the migration is not running. Let's see if I can run the migrations again. Let me see what's happening with the migrations. Yeah, it's doing migrate. It should work. Should I try again? I might need to try again. Migration. Let me see if there is a way in the database to check the latest migration. Let me go to the database content. If there is any way to see the schema. I haven't worked with Neon before, so I don't know. I don't see a migration path. So yeah, it's been working. Again, let's open up the shell and let's run npm run migrate. The changes have been applied correctly. Let's ask something. Interesting. Let's see. Is that a problem? It's incorrect. The correct thing, the AI is incorrect. Let's ask. Let me check something on the Drizzle site. Let's talk about the migrations. These migrations are not going to run like that. That's the problem. Oh, I'm an idiot. Drizzle will never, it's generating migrations, but these are actually never gonna happen. So yeah, okay, hold on a second. I need to go take a call. Wait a second. Okay, welcome back. And we are going to enter our second session of today, debugging with AI. We were doing a couple of things on data modeling. I think that we should be okay to finish today. Hopefully, fingers crossed, to call this a very efficient and, fruitful day. So let's get started. Okay, what I have here is that there is a problem on the migration, and what I have is what I'm gonna do actually is the problem that I'm having is that the content of the database does not match what I want to do. The meal plans that let's talk about the one that I want to use. That is the one from the 13 to the 19 that is appearing like 3 times. I might need to delete some of that. Oh, there are other user IDs here. There are some other people using the application. That is good. I want to kind of tell the assistant check what it's doing. Let's see if this works. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that this is gonna work. Running backfilling migrations with JSON-B structures. Let me read it. Okay, this might work. Might work. It ran. It ran. Let's see if the content changed. Let's see if we have the right sequence. Let's see. I don't care about recipes. I care about meal plans. That's all I care. This doesn't match. That's the problem. Okay, let's do something. Let's do something. Yes. Yes. It's showing up here. At home. It's showing up correctly. This is working. Okay. Okay, we're making progress. Making progress little by little. Stay positive. Okay, let's see what happens here. Okay. Okay. Jeez. It's working with the weekly. The weekly view is working. Now it's the daily view. Okay. Okay, come on. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. Come on. Yes. Yes. Finally. Okay. This took so long. My goodness. Okay, now we need the freaking participants. Yes, who are, let's say this is the problem. But okay, we can fix it. But now participants show up in the meal view. So you can see the participants and check mark them, which is great. I mean, we need to fix that interaction a little bit to make it nicer. But it is working. And that's oh, I'm so happy. Okay, let's go back to a meal planner and let's say, Okay. What I have is that I would love to know the number of people planned for each meal, right? So I want to know how many people, are coming in for each one of the day. So I can see like a 4 people kind of thing here. Yeah. So let's go back to the assistant. Let's create a new one and said on the daily and weekly view, I want to see what? Of course. Do I have that hook? Do I even have that hook? This family member. Oh yeah. So now this has the family members defined. This has the family members defined. And this has the meal planner. Family members, you state. Why is this using the family members like this? Okay, let's apply all. And let's update the family members pay planner. Okay, I need to stop. I have to take a call for a sec. Come back from the break. Sorry about that. But okay, let's check it out. See what happened here. Use effect not defined. Why do I have a use effect here? Let's apply all. My goodness. Okay, this is not showing anything. 6 servings, but it's not telling me the people. Oh, when it's trying to do it here, doesn't work. Okay, let's see what's going on. I don't think this is gonna fix the problem. If you tell me. I'm gonna undo these changes. That's pretty bad. It's okay. Come. Come. Oh, it's okay. This is my little doggy, Canela. Some of you, let me show you Canela. might see her better here. This is Canela. She's a Welsh Terrier. She's 6 months old, almost 7, and yeah, she's my new companion here at home, and she's just a sweet, 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 sweet girl, and we have been very lucky to have her. And yeah, she's a little bit afraid of the gardeners that are working outside, so I'm gonna keep her here with me for a little bit until she feels better. Yes. Everything. Yes. Everything. Yes. Yes. Let's see if we can finish today with a bang of seeing the participants. I want to see the freaking participants showing up in the meals. Okay. I can't see the participants though. Let me check. Did I apply these changes? Let me add a new chat. And let's paste this again. Having a dog is great. I was very skeptical of getting Canela, but I found that yeah, this is what I needed. She's great. Oh, answering back, huh? Telling me it's already there. I already did it. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Appreciate it. I appreciate that. Appreciate the work. Let's see what happens here. I want to see the participants. I want to see a freaking message here. Come on. Up. Up. You like the microphone, Canela? You like the microphone? Everything's okay, girl. The gardeners are almost over. You might be able to go do your own things. Okay, you can go now. You can go. Everything. Okay. I can see the participants. Let's see if we can finish with a bang where when I select one participant, it doesn't throw me an invalid input error. Okay. So I'm gonna add a new one that says almost done for today. Last 5 minutes. Today was very interesting. We were trying to achieve data structure and suggestion recipe creation. Not yet, but the data modeling is almost done. Data modeling almost done. We have still one error, but there is an update on the validation of the records and data structures. I think we're almost ready. Canela, please. I'm sorry, Canela is asking for my attention. Yes. 2 people. I'm here. 2 people. Let's add more people to the dashboard. Let's add a baby. Someone that was born really recently, January 6th. Let's add another one. Maybe a little bit older. From August. And now I need to add another one. Let's add Canela, family member. And let's say she was born last year on June 29th. Let's add Canela. 9-year-old, 3-year-old. Okay, let's go to the meal planner. Go to the today's French toasts. And let's add everybody. Okay, when it's adding 5 people, it's showing up as 5. So that works. So let's add one more person. And let's call this 6th. And let's say this is the old grandpa from 1973, 1960. Okay, our grandpa here. Let's see if we can add 6th to the meal. And with 6th, we have the 5 plus 1 more eaters on this meal. We have the participants here. And now the participants are related to the plan. Let me add a recipe. Oh, recipes are not showing up here. Why? I don't know, but they're showing up here, which is great. So we're going to call it out for today. What we wanted to achieve, we achieved. Now participants appear on each meal on the daily planner view, which I love. Now I just noticed that tooltips are very bad for mobile interfaces. So we might need to work on something that works better. Um, but yeah, this is fantastic. Okay, well, I'll have to say thank you very much for today. I think we had a great session. We were able to solve data modeling from scratch. We struggled. We struggled to make sense with the AI. We still have one or two little bugs that were introduced, a couple regressions, but overall, it took us a couple hours. Let's see the usage for today. How do we end up? Okay, yes. We ended up on $21. So between yesterday and today, we spent like around $5, so $2 per day, which is kind of average. Okay, well, thank you very much for joining today. I hope you can join me tomorrow as we keep building Wendell and testing our AI tools for building web applications. So appreciate it. Have a good one and enjoy.